Having a stroller on a Walt Disney World Resort vacation can be a lifesaver, but it can also be a stressful situation if you are not prepared for the things that you're going to encounter when having a stroller on your vacation. In this video, I'm going to go over the guidelines that you need to know, the scenarios that you're going to encounter on your trip, and if you're interested, all of the information about renting strollers. You ready? Let's go. When you're making your decision about either bringing a stroller or renting a stroller and you have multiple ages of children, I do recommend having a stroller for a child that doesn't normally need one at home. The amount of stimulation and walking on a Walt Disney World Resort vacation is mind-blowing and can exhaust a child ages 5, 6, or 7. I've even seen 8 and 9-year-olds have a stroller just to help with the ease of moving around and the exhaustion. So yes, it is a good idea to have a stroller for a child that doesn't normally need one at home. For the Walt Disney World Resort guidelines, if you want to bring your own stroller, they cannot be any larger than 31 inches by 52 inches. Also, wagon strollers are not allowed unless you have a medical situation where you may need one. And if that is the case, then what you need to do is you need to contact the Disability Access Service program through Disney. It is also referred to as DAS. I will leave that link in the description box below and it'll take you right to the site and you can read through all the things that you need to do to be able to get approved for that. When you're visiting each Walt Disney World Resort park, you are going to have to go through security. And when you arrive at the park entrance, it can be a little overwhelming. You have a lot of people telling you what to do, where to go, and then of course the people around you. So when you walk up, and if you have a stroller, you are going to go through a separate entrance. And only one person is going to go through that entrance with the stroller. The rest of your family is going to go into the single file line and go through another security entrance to get into the park. If at any point on your Disney vacation you are going to be using Disney transportation, this is what to expect with each one. So first up, for the Disney Skyliner, you do not have to fold your stroller to be able to get on the Disney Skyliner. That is depending on how wide your stroller is. Also, something to note that the Disney Skyliner is continuously moving. It does move very slowly, but sometimes that can be a little overwhelming and a little anxious inducing whenever you're trying to fit the stroller on the Skyliner as it is moving. When you're using the water taxis, so if you're staying at any of the resorts that has that water taxi access, you do have to fold up your stroller to be able to get on those modes of transportation. The Disney bus is another one that you do have to fold your stroller to be able to get on. If you are using the monorail, you do not have to have your stroller folded to be able to get on that mode of transportation. And then lastly, if you are using the ferry boat going back and forth between the Ticket and Transportation Center and Magic Kingdom, you do not have to have your stroller folded on that mode of transportation. Once you get into the parks, strollers are not going to be allowed in every aspect of touring the park. So number one, you are not going to be able to have the stroller in line with you for rides or shows. You are going to have to park the strollers. You're also going to encounter that there are certain areas and certain pavilions, especially in Epcot, where you're not going to be able to bring the stroller inside, like in the Mexico Pavilion and in the Land Pavilion, again in Epcot. This is just due to how the pavilion is set up and how small the pavilion is inside. In different areas of the parks, you are going to find stroller parking lots, and these can be quite large. So it is a good idea to try and mark your stroller with something that you can easily spot. I have also seen at night, guests have put on the battery operated string lights like on the handle to be able to spot their strollers quickly. Sometimes cast members will come in and tighten up strollers, so just because you left your stroller in one spot doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be there whenever you get back. So just in case you come out and you find that your stroller is not where you left it, just kind of look around a little bit, because again, just for operational purposes, making sure that nobody is tripping over anything, cast members will come in and tighten up things and move strollers just a little bit. When you leave your strollers in these stroller parking lots or stroller parking areas, you want to make sure that you bring all of your valuables with you. Just because we are in the Walt Disney World and the most magical place on earth, unfortunately does not mean that everything is safe. Also, things are not even safe from the animal. So if you have any food at all, make sure that you have everything secured tightly in lids or in something that zips. I have seen many birds and squirrels hop into strollers and take food from the stroller. Also consider bringing a stroller cover. You never know, especially in the summer months, when a rain shower is going to pull through. So if you are inside in a dining reservation or in line for a ride, you may be protected by the showers there, but you're not thinking that your stroller outside is getting soaking wet. So if you're gonna park your stroller for at least 30 minutes or more, make sure that you cover that stroller with a covering just to make sure that not everything gets soaked. Are traveling in the warmer months, also consider bringing a clip-on fan and extra batteries. Sometimes those strollers do not let air come through and the little ones can get super hot. On the flip side of that, if you're going during the winter time and you actually encounter cold weather, consider bringing a small blanket. Number one, it can just be an extra covering for them to keep them snug and warm. And then also, if it's windy, it will block the wind. So you can put the blanket over the stroller and maneuver through and keep the little ones even warmer inside. And maneuvering through the parks is literally like training for an Olympic event. Number one, be prepared that the parks are not flat. You are going to encounter different surfaces. You are going to encounter ramps that you're going to have to walk up, and then small hills and things like that. Like I said, the parks are not totally flat, and so you're really going to get a workout in, especially in those arms and those legs. Expect choke points, especially if you're going to have a wider stroller. So there are some areas in Magic Kingdom that does have a little bit of a tight squeeze, and it's going to be mainly in Fantasyland and then on either side of the castle. In Hollywood Studios, Toy Story Land is also going to be a very tight space and going to be hard to maneuver through. In Epcot, main area that you're really going to find that's going to be the tightest is going to be in World Showcase in front of the Mexico Pavilion. When it comes to getting your spot or leaving after a parade or a fireworks show, especially in Magic Kingdom, you're also going to find that it's going to be very hard to maneuver through the crowds because the crowds are going to be shoulder to shoulder. So if possible, after those situations, if right after a parade or right after a fireworks show, if you can hang back just a little bit, try to do that so that the crowds disperse a little bit and you can maneuver through just a little bit easier. When it comes to renting strollers at Walt Disney World, you have two different options. You are able to rent strollers at each of the 4 parks, and the strollers do have to be rented there, picked up and dropped off, so they are not allowed to leave the parks. If you know that you want to rent a stroller for all the days of your visit, there is a small discount for multi-day rentals. As of recording time, a single day rental stroller is going to be $15 and a double stroller single day is going to be $31. These strollers are going to resemble what you get in a mall. So it's going to be that hard plastic with a very short covering right on the top. In Magic Kingdom, as you are walking up to the front of the train station, you're going to want to go to the right-hand side and then kind of veer left underneath the breezeway. As you are in the breezeway, right there on your left is going to be where you are going to rent and drop off your strollers. For Hollywood Studios, as soon as you walk through the ticket booth, it's going to be right there on your right-hand side. The same thing for Animal Kingdom. As you come in, you're going to go up just a little bit and it's going to be right there on your right. As you are coming into Epcot, you're going to be looking at Spaceship Earth and it's going to be down on the left-hand side, just a little bit catty-corner from Spaceship Earth. If you are coming in from International Gateway, which is the back side of Epcot, then as soon as you come through the ticket booth, it's going to be right there on your left, right past the little gift shop that's right there, and it's going to be a little area right past that gift shop. If you do decide that you are going to rent strollers at the parks, make sure that you keep your receipt for the entire time. If you are having a multi-day rental, then each day you're going to go up and show your receipt that you prepaid at the beginning of your trip. So make sure that you have the receipts for that. If you are park hopping, you do not have to pay for multiple rentals at each park. So make sure that you're keeping your receipt. You're going to turn in the stroller at one park, head to the other park, and you can show the receipt that you bought for that day and be able to get another one for that second park. If by chance you come out of a show or a ride or anything like that and you find that your rental stroller has been taken, it's missing, it's gone, you are able to get another one. All you have to do is just show the receipt that's dated for that day and you'll be able to get another rental. Option number 2 for you is renting from an outside source. If you would like a little bit of better quality of a stroller, you are able to outsource and rent strollers. The 2 main companies that most guests use are going to be Kingdom Strollers and Scooterbug. Now, the company that I work with the most is Kingdom Strollers. When it comes to actually just leaving your rental at the Disney resort that you're staying at, Scooterbug is going to be the only one that's able to do that. If you decide to go with Kingdom Strollers, you do have different options of meeting them at the resort, so you're going to have to physically meet them to pick up and drop off, or they can be at the Orlando airport whenever you arrive at MCO. Either way. Pricing is going to be done by the type of stroller and then also by the number of days that you are using the stroller. It also comes with complimentary covers for the stroller. Cooler bags are also going to be included as well. If you would like to check that out, I will leave the link down below for Kingdom Strollers for you. As you are preparing and planning for your upcoming trip, make sure that you check out my playlist of everything to expect as you are preparing to arrive. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. That lets me know that I'm giving you the information that you're looking for, and consider subscribing as I take you inside the parks, the resorts, and all that there is to know about going to the Walt Disney World Resort in Florida. I'm Terry with Creating the Magic. Have a magical day.